Why is art important? It is a stress reliever, and for some it's a way to express yourself. I personally like clay art, or ceramics is the official name for it, because you get to shape it to whatever you like, and it's more than just a two-dimensional painting, it's a 3D artwork. Today I'm going to show you how to make a ceramic mug like this one here. I made this a couple months ago, and I added my own touch to it by adding a little pig face. So you start out with a softball-sized clay, ball of clay, and then you wedge it like this. You have to put your weight into it and like pound it down and then bend it. And you do this to get the clay hard, so it's to work with, because right now it's too soft to really shape it into what I want it to be. So you just keep doing this over and over again, rotating it. You just keep. And I have these tools out. I use the ruler to cut my rectangle, and I have this needle tool to cut the clay. And this is a rip tool and a smooth tool that I use for the slip. And this is slip, which is just a bunch of broken down clay that's watered up, which is what you use to combine two pieces of clay together. And I have a paintbrush because it's gross and I don't want to touch it. And this PVC pipe is what I use to shape the clay, or shape it into a round bowl. Okay. So once you think it's getting hard enough to work with, you just kind of pound it like this to get a box-looking shape. The fun thing about working with clay is that you get a pound thing, so if you're feeling angry that day, and it's kind of fun because you get to make noise, and teachers don't have to yell at you for it. Okay, so once you have your little box looking shape, you just pound it with the palms of your hand, like this. To even it out, you want to get all even, and like just spread it out. And this is the beginning of our slab, which the next step is what you do to finish it. So just flip it over just to get it more even. You want to make it as even as possible, or else it will really look funky when you pull it together. So if you start from the middle and then kind of like work your way out. Okay, so once you get like a size like this, you want a nice area to throw. And then you just flip it like this, like pizza, a couple times like that, and then flip it, just rotate it. And this is shaping our slab, and we want our slab to be 12 inches by 9, or by 6 I mean, for the perfect size for a mug. So, that can get really long. Some of my artworks that I do are not very well, but I think it's really fun to make, so that's all that matters, right? I've only been in ceramics for a couple months now, and it's probably something that I will enjoy doing like later on after high school. So you got it nice and thin and even. So you take your ruler and then you measure out what you want to do. And then you get your needle tool, and you just cut it into a rectangle. And we'll do 6 inches. this for the next step after. So this right here is our slab, which is what this part is going to be. So set that by the side. And for the PVC pipe, you have to wrap it with newspaper so the clay won't stick to it. So it's best by just putting it in the middle of the paper and then rolling it tightly and then tucking in the corners on the inside. So then you take your slab back. Then you put the pipe on the end, this, and then you just tightly roll the clay around the pipe, and then it's kind of mushed together. But you take your rip tool, and this is where the slip-in score is what it's called comes from. So, which is weird because you actually score and then slip. So you score it together by pulling up all of the clay like this, which is combining the two clay that you're mushing together. And then you take your slip, which is really gooey. So it's good for this, but you don't want too much. And then you just kind of paint it on there. And then you score some more with the rip tool. The rip tool looks like little teeth and they're kind of sharp, but they're not that hazardous. And then you take your smooth tool and you start from the bottom and you just smooth it up. And now it looks like nothing was there. Put that right there. So now you have the little cup part. So what we do now is just take off the newspaper like this. And just slowly pull out the pipe. And then so here's our cup now. So then for the handle, you just take your slab that you made and you do like is how it's big up top and then goes to the bottom, like smaller. You want to get so you want about 5 inches, 4.5 of a rectangle. So you just shape a little rectangle like this. And then you just kind of curve it. And you use the rib tool on this. On both the top and bottom where it will be connected. So just let that sit for a second and dry up. And then where you want to place your handle, you want to do the same thing on the cup. And then you take your slip again. And you put it on all the parts you're connecting. And then you want to shape around there. Slowly but fastly for the sake of the speech. And then you just kind of press it. Oh my gosh. You can use a smoother tool to mush it together. So you get the idea. So it'll be like this. This is really bad compared to my other cup that I took really long time to make. So yeah, then you let that dry for a couple days, and then you put it in the kennel, and it'll heat up really, really high. Is it called kennel? Kiln? Anyways, that's what you put clay in to heat up and catch fire, and then you do a glaze on it, and then your finished product. Thanks for watching my speech.